Good evening, everybody. It's time again for your Rowdies Talk Radio, the Green and Gold Gospel.
Hey there, little Red Riding Hood, I got a problem and it's complicated. Going through changes and I just can't ignore the signs. They're there now and it's so loud it hurts. Hear me growl and hear me howl when the full moon is out. Hear me growl, you see me run, see me jump. Try to fight, but I emerge with the prize in hand. You better watch out, it's gonna take more than what you got. All eyes are on me and the silence is deafening. There's no help against this full moon. Don't ever say I didn't warn you, because I came to play, came to play, I came to play, came to play, I came to play, came to play, I came to play. Wow!
Hello, Rowdies family, and welcome to another episode of the Unused Substitutes, where we bring you the Green and Gold Gospel to all you wonderful Rowdies fans. I am Ben. Today I'm not joined by Dan, as he has, well, just life things he's taking care of, being a good human and doing good citizen things for friends, and friends we call family. So you've got just me today, and I am on vacation, as I have been for a couple weeks now with my son, so forgive me if I'm a little delayed on getting these out. But yeah, I'm enjoying vacation, and you know what? Darn it, I earned it. I'm tired, and I need a break. Although I did record an episode last week. I had it all put together. Everything was great. And then my computer decided to die and ate the episode. And as much as I enjoy bringing these, I wasn't going to record it again. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So we're not going to get one for last week. Although I know my boys, James, Eureka, and Carlos did a wonderful job of recapping all that wonderful stuff. So let's get to it, man. First of all, I hope all you guys are doing well. I feels like it's been a while since we've been on here. Kind of has been, but not that long. I'm going to breeze through a lot of stuff here. There's a lot of things happening, you know, everything from cup and coaching and kits and legends passing and all kinds of stuff. So we're gonna move through this stuff pretty quickly today. As I said, I am on vacation, so I am really trying to stay unplugged as much as humanly possible, because when it is in season, I am fully dialed in. I need to unplug a bit for right now. So without further ado, let's get into it. So this past week we played FC Naples, the Jägermeister Cup. And as I remember from last time, it went to penalties. Well, it did not require penalties this time. In fact, not only did we won by a shutout, which is our first one of the entire season. So first clean sheet, man. I think that's pretty awesome. I think it's a pretty good sign of kind of where we were when we first played them to now. I think there's definitely been progress. I understand playing into a USL League One team, but I think they're a very talented team. I think they pose a problem for a lot of people and not just us. And I think we handled them very well. I think we played our style much better. You were able to see us really kind of control the tempo of the game. Not to say that Naples didn't have their chances or that they didn't have their opportunities. They definitely did, but it didn't feel like anything really dangerous. Yeah, they had the one goal, but let's be honest, it was pretty offsides. And even though it was a nice moment, and I think it was like the 30th minute that all happened, really there wasn't anything that was that much of a goal dangerous. Other than the second half, they had one opportunity, kind of right at the 6-yard box where Campisi has a huge save. But I mean, okay, so at 2 chances, one that was actually could have been a goal, and that was it. I mean, yeah, I think 2 chances out of an entire 90 minutes, obviously with stoppage time. I got to say that we pretty much dominated that game. I know the numbers might skew a little bit in kind of one way or the other, but I think when the eye test, you look at this game, you say, yeah, we pretty much dominated this game. And I like the way that we came out here. We really played into a 4-3-2-1. I like the fact that we really, and again, I've been the guy saying I want a 3-back system. I think he found a really good way of playing a 4-back system that I think really played to our advantages. I applaud him for that, because I know we've tried to find a 4-back system that worked, and it didn't seem like it was making sense. And what we did here with Guillen, Lasso, Castellano, and Wyke and back, I thought really worked. And I think it allowed our guys movement and cover all across that back line. And we did a phenomenal job of really shutting down pretty much anything they brought at us. I was happy to see Campisi get the start. I think he did a wonderful job in goal. I think he did everything that he was asked to do. I still think Bondre's your number one right now, but this is the whole point of cups. I mean, most teams do this. They give their backup keeper an opportunity to start because it's good for them as well to stay fresh, and be ready under live fire. And so I think Campisi stepping in here made sense. I think it's the right call by Steve Coleman, and I thought he did a wonderful job. In the middle, you have Bodley, Crisostomo, and Kizil. I thought they played well off one another. Hilton's obviously the guy I would normally go to in that situation. Obviously, he's out right now. So Crisostomo playing in that role, I thought was absolutely brilliant. I thought he does a really good job. We obviously know that him and Vin Kizil have really good chemistry with one another, and we know Bodley he really kind of owns that left side of the field. And then at top, you had Artiaga, Passius, Alvarez. I'm not going to put him in any kind of specific position because really the three of those guys rotated a lot and switched sides a lot, which I thought was great for them. I thought they were very fluid up top. Alvarez has really proven himself, as I think we all kind of suspected and we talked about, to be a really big problem in the attacking third. And he offers us things that we've been lacking. I mean, clearly, Leo stepping into that role, I think does very well. But I gotta say right now, I think Alvarez is the guy to be in that position. I think for any shortcomings that he may have, being that he is a young player, establishing himself in the league, I think the upside with this guy is tremendous. And I like what he brings. And I mean, you'd be hard pressed to convince me that he shouldn't be the one starting in that role every time. On the bench, we had Ollie Bassett, Leo Fernandez, Nick Moon, Andrea Bastali, Joey Skinner, Rodriguez, and then Bondre. So, I mean, pretty solid bench as well. I mean, really, I feel like you could pull any of these guys on the bench and they could have been a difference maker in this lineup. I'm a little surprised by not having a Nick Moon on the right-hand side, considering how much damage he's been causing. But maybe then again, being that it's, a cup game, you try to do something a little bit different. You're trying to make sure guys have plenty of rest, not to say that anybody's any more run out than the other one. I mean, other than maybe like a Hilton or something like that, even though he's recently come back. I think this is a chance when you really kind of give other guys a chance to play in certain roles. I think you take a few other risks, and if you need to, you can bring those guys off the bench to make a difference, and I think solidify that game for you. And in this case, the starters are the ones that got the win for us, but really, I think it was a full team win with the way that once substitutions started happening, they kind of solidified the whole thing for us. So let's kind of get into a little bit here. So, let's see here. So the first goal was a beautiful play off Lawrence Wyke over to Alvarez, and Alvarez does a really beautiful one touch off to Rubens Passius, who just beautifully slots that ball in near post, and really the keeper had no chance. And the whole sequence of play was really nice, and really kind of the build up into that. The movement we have, like something we've talked about in recent weeks, is how the one-touch play for this team has gotten so much better. And that's a credit to Steve Coleman, really building a chemistry and a team bond where these guys are really working well off one another. And it seems like it's plug and play. So it's not just because it's a certain starting 11. It really feels like anybody that comes in feels comfortable with that style of play. And that's a credit to him, and something that I've really been happy with under his leadership with his time with us. And this goal is a perfect example of that. I mean, when you saw the play back to Wyke, you could see Alvarez he was faking the run up so he could kind of pull in and give himself some space. And Passius had the defender on his back, and he was basically holding him there. So it gave Wyke two options. And I think Wyke obviously made the right option by playing over to Alex. It's a beautiful ball. I mean, it's just beautifully placed ball, about 25 yards, just a dime onto Alex's feet. Alex, just that one touch. Ruben spins off of him because the defender goes to close in the ball. And literally, he's just left wide open, which I don't know how you leave the one guy that you know is the most dangerous scorer on the team alone, but hey, it happens, and that's a credit to these guys playing well off one another, and again, playing one-touch football, and, good for him. And you saw the whole team really rally behind Passius on this one, and I was really happy for that because, I mean, it came just shortly after, because the goal happened in, the 38th, and their goal happened in the 30th. Well, their goal that got called back was in the 30th, so it was a quick response. It's something that Steve Coleman has talked about with the team is about a quick response, because we've been susceptible to quick responses, goals, getting scored in quick succession. And it's something we need to do. And something they talked about at halftime because there really wasn't much after that goal. But I mean, the pressure was on. I thought we were doing well, but really, we get into halftime. Really, not much is going on. And Steve Coleman talks about at halftime how important it is to really be the next one to score and score quickly, because that's something that happens and it just absolutely destroys a team. It ruins your confidence and throws you off your game a bit. Unless you're an extremely disciplined team, it's tough. It's tough to take quick goals in succession within 5, 10, 15 minutes. And good on the Rowdies. Good on the Rowdies for Diago coming out in that second half. But there's a beautiful cross in. The ball's played over the top. I want to say from, was it Chrysostamo? Who was that played the ball over top? I know Gian laid it off. Ball is played over top to Bodley, and Bodley sends it across. That's just perfectly out of the keeper's reach. And Artiaga bangs it home. And I mean, it was the sequence of play there. It was just 1-2 touch, man. Just really clean. Guys being super aware, moving into space, creating diagonal runs to create opening pockets for other players. And this goal was a perfect example of that. And, good for Manu for getting this ball in the back of that. I got to say, man, I know why people feel the way they do towards Manu. And I get that this has not been what we expected or wanted from him or needed from him. But look, I love the guy, and I can't help the fact that I still believe in this guy. Him getting a goal, I think, is great. When both your strikers are scoring, that's a good thing. I mean, do we need to see more from Manu Arteaga? Absolutely. Would he tell you that he needs to do more? Yeah, I don't think he'd be happy with this game either. But that guy's a professional. He understands what's going on out there. But I will say that the chemistry between, I think Alvarez has done something for Manu and for Woobens, and he has allowed them some kind of new movement in chemistry that I think plays well into both their styles. And I feel like it's showing. Now, look, the rest of this game, we could sit here and go back and forth on what happened. I mean, I'll kind of lightly cover the substitutions. You got 60-second pass that comes in for Alvarez. I think it's a smart move. You're putting in a more defensive player, a guy who can kind of control your game a little more than an Alvarez who's going to look for a game, and he's looking for more of a attacking threats. Then after that, you've got your 79th minute substitutions where you've got Skinner coming in for Bodley, which I don't know how many times I'm going to talk about this. That is a like for like. You could start Skinner, you could start Bodley. I think you're getting a win either way. I like both those guys a lot. I think they're both fantastic players. You just give me more. I like them. Mustali comes in for Manu in the 79th. I think that's a no-brainer as well. I do say, I want to see Mustali get more chances with more minutes. I'm not sure if it's just a youth thing or what's going on there, but I would really love to see Mustali get more of a chance. And I realize that's going to probably have to come out of Arteaga's pocket. But, I mean, look, with the way that he's played this year, he's opened up the opportunity for us to have that question. And Mustali, when he's come in, has done well, and I think earned the right to be in that conversation about potentially starting or at least getting more minutes and talking like Dan with like that 55th minute sub or 65th minute sub. Now, obviously it depends on the opponent, but again, I feel like this is one of those games where he could have been that guy. I think shortly after Manu gets that goal in the 60th, why not make that change? That goal definitely put a hurt in Naples' game. You could see a change in the way they played. We've been on the receiving end of those a number of times. It takes some of the wind out of your sails. It just does. I mean, obviously, 2-0 is a dangerous scoreline. We know that. Soccer fans know the lore of a 2-0 lead. I mean, it is what it is, but I don't feel like we really gave them much other than that one chance that they had right there on the 6th. I mean, every chance they took was from outside the 18, or it was just way over the bar, way outside, or there was two guys covering them. I thought really defensively, we really locked down very well. I was really happy with the way that defensively the team played. And then your last substitution is Alexander Rodriguez for Woobens, which my guess is that was more of a defensive move. I think you're going more into like a 4-5-1, so to speak, kind of, plug and play where you want people, but it's kind of a glorified 4-5-1, which I'm fine with. I think I don't necessarily want to park the bus, but we were playing so well defensively, and I don't think that we were giving them anything that they could really do much with. A better team with better strikers, maybe that's a bit of a gamble, but you need to be able to trust that your team is going to hold the line. And I felt like the team did, and I think it was a good move by Steve Coleman. He knows these guys obviously better than any of us do. There's a reason he's the coach in this game, and he's in that role. He knows more than we do. And I mean, look, he trusts the guys to do what he asked them to do, and they executed it well. And really, they just kind of wrote up the game that way. And good on them. I mean, Lawrence White gets the late 90+3 yellow card, which, whatever. That's kind of a cheeky yellow card, but With this comes a lot of things. I mean, Steve Coleman talked about after the game, and I want to read a few of these quotes off. Because I think it gets in the mind of who Steve Coleman is and his recognition of this team. And I know some of you guys have really kind of just run this guy through the ringer, and I'm not him. I like Steve Coleman. I've had an opportunity to talk to him a couple times. Phenomenal guy, great soccer mind, and I like what he brings. So on the second goal, it says obviously it took the staying out of the game for Naples a little bit. We know all about conceding goals after one another. So one thing we spoke about at halftime was making sure that we're the ones that score the next goal, and we did that. Yep, makes sense. We talked about that. He's like, I spoke pretty clearly since I was given the opportunity to lead the group around the importance of our connection with the community and with the people that support us. The man in the stands, said Coleman. Moments like tonight allow us to do that and see the happiness on people's faces that we create for them. They've traveled a long way to this game, and it's good that that it can be a worthwhile experience for them. The ability to sort of connect and humanize who we are as a group and individuals creates a real good vibe around the club. And that's essentially what this club has been built on for the last 50 years. It's an important piece of our puzzle. Yeah, duh. And I get that we want results from, it's what we expect. And I'm not saying we should not expect that and want that from this team, but this team is not, it's not the Neil Collins teams of past. This is something different. But from where we were to where we are now, it was going to take a guy like Steve Coleman to turn the ship. And this guy obviously gets it. And look, kudos to the mob and those who traveled down there. You guys sounded great. Look, as someone who has done these away days, if you had not had a chance to go and do an away day, I'm telling you right now, it is an experience. I've been when they lost and I've been when they won. And I'm telling you, it is a ride. But the experience and the friends you make and the people you get to know on just a different level, it's just a different vibe. And it's something you should experience. I mean, I would love to sit here and tell you that everything's kid friendly. It's not always that way. I would love to sit here and tell you that everything is squeaky good together and everything works perfectly and everyone's all happy and blah, blah. That's just not how it goes. Some people have a little more fun than others. Take that for what you will. But as a whole, the group of people that go down, it is a good group. It is a raucous group. They are loud. They are obnoxious in all the best ways. And I got a lot of love for those that make this trip on a regular basis, any away trip, because it is special. And you guys are a different breed, even from myself. And I put myself kind of up there as far as my love and connection to this team. But you guys are something different. And Coleman's right. I mean, look, away days, you get to experience something different with the team. It is a different kind of connection. And I absolutely agree. And I just, that last quote I put in, it was so important because I really want you guys to understand that what we got with Steve Coleman, I understand what you wanted, but I've been trying to tell you since the beginning, like, this guy gets who we are. If we could just get out of our own way for a minute and humanize the situation and realize what he was thrust into and the expectation of what got thrown at him and the way that he handled that. I mean, it was pretty incredible. And I'm super grateful for everything he's done up to this point, because obviously, there was a recent change this week that we'll get into, but I think he was the right man for the job. And I think we got very lucky because not all interim coaches work out like that. Not all interim coaches understand what he was or handle it the way that he handled it. And I am super excited that he is staying on. I think he is going to be a phenomenal assistant coach to our new head guy. I'm very happy for him to be here. Now, something to think about that comes with this Rowdies win at 2-0 in Naples. That puts us at the very top of the group. So that's huge. We've got, I think, one more group game against Charleston on the 20th, but we are in prime position to advance to the knockout phase of this round. No, there is not a shot of Jaeger in front of me, although I did talk to Dan. We are going to be doing a podcast Monday about the San Antonio game. We will take our shots then. I can actually go pick mine up today. I reminded him. He said, I'm already on it. So we will have that ready because we got 2 shots, 2 wins, 2 big ones. And yeah, I mean, this is a big one, man. I'm really proud of this team for the way they responded to this game. It just, as you look at the arc from when Steve Coleman took over to now, this team has done such a great job. And I cannot say enough good things about Steve Coleman. So, all right, man. Well, there you go. So we've got that win there. That's important. That moves us in a great direction. I'm super happy about where we stand in the Jaeger Cup. I mean, I know that weeks past, we kind of talk about how we want to focus on the league, but you know what? Maybe Dan was right when he kind of shifted it back over to winning the Jägermeister Cup. I mean, you know what? Maybe that is the thing we go for this year. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I've kind of thought about it. I'm like, why? Yeah, why not? Why not go for the Jägermeister Cup? Why not go for to win the first ever? I mean, that's a trophy, and that's something that we would hold on to in the first ever in the history of the league. You know what? I'm all about it. And if that's a direction we decide to go to take as a win, and then obviously shoot into next year and maybe going bigger, obviously, then hey, I mean, like then that's I'm good with that. But wins are wins, and trophies are trophies, and I think either one of these I'd be very happy with. Considering I look at the top tier of USL Championship right now, and I gotta be honest, guys, I just don't see us competing with them. I'm not saying that we can't. I'm not saying that we couldn't win against the big teams. I think if we played perfectly, yeah, I think if we played the perfect game and all things had a little luck on our side, I think it could happen. But man, you look at the teams that are at the top right now, like that's a big ask. And look, we're getting ready to roll into that against San Antonio. San Antonio is number 2 in the West, and they're no joke. They know how to score goals. They know how to control a game. And that's an away day. That's going to be tough. All right, so we'll get into that. I'd like to talk a little bit about a new head coach. Which thank you, Rowdies FO, for stepping in and finding a coach, for not just finding a head coach, but really signing a guy who, I gotta be honest, was not on my realm of people I was looking at. Like I think it's exactly who we needed, and I wasn't even looking at him. And I kind of feel dumb for not even looking within our own ranks, considering I think we kind of talked about somebody local instead of always going for that big name. And I think they really locked in a big name, but a big name in the right way within USL League One. He's familiar with our players. He's familiar with the league. He's familiar with the setup. He understands the travel. He understands the players. Casciado or Cascado. I'm going to probably get that wrong a few times, and I'm going to go back and forth until either Carlos corrects me or I hear Nico or somebody tell me how to actually say it. So for now, it's going to be Casciado. Sure. Okay. So look, he's a 2-time USL League One Coach of the Year. Leading Union Omaha into back-to-back Players' Shields. That's huge. Victory in last year's USL League One final. Guy knows how to win. They captured the League One Players' Shield that first year with the scoring record set 65 points and 61 goals in the regular season. Holy crap. And I understand. I know that's League One, but we've played some League One teams. The talent is there. There's some good talent in League One. So 65 points and 61 goals, that's pretty huge. That's the league's best 10-match winning streak. And his team or his squad set a new league standard with a 23 goal differential and scoring rate of 2.14 goals per match. That is insane. And even for League One standards, that's nothing to bet on. Like, you give that guy even more elite players and a bigger budget. I mean, this year, my expectations are just even. I'm not at a 10. I'm not at a -10. I'm even for the rest of this year. I'm excited to see what he can do with the existing talent that we have, but I'm even more excited to see what we can do in an off season with this guy picking up players, developing the guys we have here, and building a relationship with the existing team, and to what that means going into next season. I am very excited about this guy, about the potential of what he could mean. So yeah, he talked about his message to the fans was, to all Rowdies fans, I'm committed to honoring the club's legacy and helping shape a future that reflects the passion and pride that you already bring to this team. Yeah, I mean, look, what was he going to say, right? I mean, but at the same time, I believe it. I believe this guy understands what we're all about. I believe that this guy takes his job understanding there's a lot of pressure there. He understands our history. He understands where we've been. He understands where we're at and where we're going. He understands a lot of our players. He understands our fans. And he's got a proven track record of success. Again, I understand it's League One, but before any of you guys sit here and be like, League One's not nothing. Again, guys, League One is no. There's a lot of League One teams that can play a championship and do kind of better than we're doing right now. Now, not a lot, but there's some. But to get the records that he got with his squad, that doesn't just happen by luck. Those aren't lucky results. Those didn't just happen on a whim. Like, that takes tremendous coaching. It takes well-coached players. It takes good players. It takes a steady hand from the front office, investing in the right people, and a consistent show of commitment from players to the team and to themselves to secure excellence. And they achieved that over 3 seasons. Look, I'm really excited for this guy. I'm excited to see what he brings. I believe he's only going to have like a couple of training sessions under his belt by the time these guys travel out today, which I think they probably left today. I might have left yesterday, but probably today for San Antonio. Yeah, man, it's big. I mean, it's big, and I'm excited. And this is me taking absolutely nothing away from Steve Coleman. He is staying on as our assistant coach. I love that idea, by the way. I think it's a smart move by the head coach, whether it was his choice or not. Whoever made that decision, I am so glad that Steve Coleman is staying on this team. He is, for the relationship that he has built with these players, which as an assistant coach, you are that connection between the head coach and the players. Now, obviously, a head coach has connection with his players, but ultimately his job is to be the head coach, is to plan, make the decisions. Your assistant coach is there kind of helping implement those ideas, build those bonds and connections with the players to help create the atmosphere that you want to create on the field. And I think Steve Coleman is the right guy for this job. I don't know that this means he'll stay on long term. I hope he will, personally. Again, I have become a big fan of Steve Coleman. I think he's a wonderful guy. I think he's a great coach. And I think he's going to do a phenomenal job in this role. And he's going to be a tremendous resource for Dominic coming into this team. Because there's going to be a lot to learn. There's going to be a lot to learn on both sides, on both the coaching side and the player side. I do think it's interesting, though, that we came out in a 4-2-3-1 against Naples, which traditionally is the kind of style of play that Dominic likes to play. He likes to play a 4-back system, so that will be something different. But I think seeing that Steve Coleman might have tapped into something that works, I think we're probably going to see that again. But who knows, right? I mean, we've talked about formations being very fluid, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do see more 4-back systems, which I'm not upset about. Listening to him in some of the pressers, he's talked about how he's a high-paced, high-pressure, attacking style team. He likes to play out of the 4-back system, but again, he's had success with a 4-back. So I feel like he's gonna do well with that. And I like that we had success in the 4-back system. It brings me a little comfort, because I'll be the first to say I'm a little biased on the 3-back, but because we played it for so long under Neil and it was so damn good and we were so damn dominant under it, it's hard for me to see outside of that. Now, some people be like, you're dumb, stuck in your way. Yeah, probably both true. But I mean, I just, look, I was not a fan of 4-backs. I haven't been a fan of 4-backs for a while. Most of the teams I like play 3-back systems. It just kind of worked out that way. But hey, I'm very much open to a 4-back system. I think we saw for the first time how well it can work when it goes well. And under Dominic, I'm excited to see what he can do with it and kind of where this team goes. Obviously, a lot of it depends on player health and availability, but I think we had the lineup to do it. So, yeah, here we go. In other news, the Rowdies dropped the new electrostatic kits, which, by the way, Rowdies, okay, I love the kit. I mean, absolute banger of a kit. I mean, I love that it's not the Volt yellow, I mean, I didn't hate that jersey, but I liked it because it was awful, not because it was great. Okay. This jersey, absolutely love it. I think Carly's done a fantastic job. With all the gear. I'm wearing my Carly gray tri-fit right now. I mean, I wear this stuff all the time. Like, I live in this stuff. I wear it to work. When I'm not sitting at my desk, I'm always wearing these shirts, because if I'm gonna be out there working and doing things on non-game days, like, I want to be comfortable, and these shirts are the way to go. This jersey is a freaking banger of a jersey. I flippin' love it. If you haven't seen it, which I don't know there's any way you haven't seen it, it is plastered all over the socials. It has been on the USL Championship page. It's been in a few places. The videos, the pictures, and all that stuff, the one with all the players wearing it, it looks so good. But, yo, Rowdies, what the heck? How you going to drop this jersey and out of the team store open? I went by today, Friday, 2 days after the drop. You can't even get in the store. Now, I get it. They're probably on vacation like I'm on vacation, but, oh, man. I mean, I don't want to order it. I want to go pick it up. I want to go put it on, and I want to go wear it right now. I want to wear it now. Now. Don't make me wait for this damn thing. I don't want to wait for you to ship it to me. I want to go pick it up. Dang it. Have a little pop-up place somewhere. That's something, man. Let us get these dang jerseys already. Because I mean, look, I've been patient and I blow my money on some stupid things, but this ain't one of them, man. Like this might be, I mean, other than the traditional hoops, this might be my favorite jersey that we've ever had. And look, I think it's fire. Some of you probably disagree. You're like, this is the dumbest thing we've ever. That's fine. That's your opinion. And I don't care what it is. This is my opinion. It's my show right now. And I freaking love it. All right. It's freaking badass. So look, get out there, go pick this thing up. I think a lot of people there's going to be a lot of happy kids running around with these jerseys on. I know my kid's going to have one. I'm going to have one. I'm going to buy one for the whole family. We're just going to be a family of Rowdies people. Christmas is going to be nothing but jerseys for the whole family. We're all going to be Rowdies fans running around crazy. Like, we might be in North Carolina this year for Christmas. Oh, that'll be even better. So all the North Carolina people are going to have to see Rowdies jerseys. I like this. I might be onto something. All right. We'll think about it. All right. Well, that's that. So look, guys, look, we're sitting in a good place right now. The team is playing well. I mean, as a whole, I'm pretty happy with what we're doing. I mean, look, it's not perfect. It can be good or bad. We can lose this week and get our asses handed to us, or we could go out and throw in an absolute ringer to this whole thing and just be like, yep, we're out here to win and we're going to win. I don't know. All I know is we're playing away in San Antonio. San Antonio is a damn good team. And I do mean a damn good team. In fact, let me see if I can pull up their stats real quick, because I know, let's see here, standings, San Antonio. So they played 15 games, won 7, drawn 3, lost 5. They have 22 goals for, 21 goals against, 24 points. I mean, oh man, now that I've said that, I look at that, I'm like, they're getting scored on as much as they're scoring. I don't know, man. I mean, look, anything can happen. If I've learned nothing in my short 43 years of living, I mean, playing away, especially anywhere on the West Coast, is just tough. It is. The travel is different. I mean, you hear about the top players coming in and trying to make that travel out west. It's not easy. Does that mean that we can't win this game? Look, I give us a chance in any game, but it just depends on how the team feels and how they play. I mean, look, this is going to be Dominic's first test with us. It'll be curious to see how much of the decision making, I mean, he'll make the decisions, but how much of it is him making the call based on what he knows versus how much is it the information as a community from all the other coaches. It's going to be interesting. I'd like to know who's healthy. I like to know who's traveled. It's going to be an interesting game. I hope it's either that or we're going to get our asses whooped. I'm really hoping that we don't come off this really big high with a really big low. Now, obviously that would fit in really conveniently for the way this freaking year has gone. But look, I hope that we can, hope that we can come out of this strong. At least get a point, man. Get a point on the road. I mean, that's kind of what I've talked about, right? It's like you tie on the road, win at home. Tie the road, win at home. I mean, like if you can steal a point at home, that's huge. Just taking a point away from them or 2 points away from them, that is just, it's huge. And I realize that the West Coast, it doesn't matter that much, but it does matter in the sense of, I think for the psyche of the team and the momentum going in, because we're going, 2 weeks away for us. You know, it's a, because we've got San Antonio and then Hartford, which, okay, guess we're playing Hartford again. Well, hey, look. Yeah, I mean, look, so if we couldn't, I mean, yeah, man, well, now I want to get greedy. Okay, I'm going to get greedy. I'm going to predict the next two. All right. I'm going to predict a tie. It's going to be a 2-2 tie. I know 2 goals on the road. I know. I'm not going to predict by who because honestly, I don't know at this point. And every time I do that, I'm way off. But I think we can get a tie against San Antonio. I think they're letting in as many as they're scoring. That's why they only got a 1-goal differential. I feel like we're coming in hot. Excitement of a new coach. Players look like they're playing very well in sync. We've been very plug and play with who we bring on the field, looking just as dominant. Yeah, I'm going to say it's a 2-2 tie. I'm going to say a 2-2 tie. And that's going to be the kind of momentum that steal that point there to have to go into Hartford in the next game. I mean, I got to be honest, man. I mean, Hartford sucks. I mean, we kind of suck too, but not as bad as Hartford. All right. We can say that now. We are not the worst team in the East. Hartford is. the worst team in the East. And let me tell you what, if we can squeak out 3 points here against Hartford, which, again, away days are tough. I don't care how good or bad the teams you're playing. Away days are tough. But man, if we could punch them in the mouth and walk away with 4 points over the next 2 games, I mean, we're right just under the top 8. And we give ourselves a chance. And I mean, some of these teams ahead of us have 16, 15 games in hand. We're at 14. So we've got room to make up ground here and put ourselves almost in contention to be in the playoff spot. And we've got time to do it. Not a lot. Admittedly, I mean, obviously, we don't get a chance to see the boys again until the 16th, which sucks. I mean, it's good on the fact that I need a break for my personal sanity. But man, that long of a wasteland, that's tough, man. It's tough to do. It's gonna be a test. These guys are definitely gonna be a test. And I mean, same way that Steve Coleman's feet got, his feet put to the fire right as soon as he got here. Dominic's he's gonna be under the same kind of pressure. 3 weeks away. I mean, that's no joke, man. I mean, because what just happened? I mean, because you're gonna have San Antonio. Let's say 3 weeks. I meant 5 weeks. You get San Antonio, Hartford, Charleston, Indy, North Carolina. Wow. Yeah, feet to the fire, man. It's going to be feet to the fire. Holy crap. I mean, that is not going to be fun. But you know what? Look, you cut your teeth in difficult times. This team wants to make a statement and they want to make a push. I mean, this is when you do it. I mean, because really we get through this push and you only got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 more games. That's it. I mean, that's not a lot. And we need every win we can get. Because I don't want to be the 8th seed. If I'm going to be an away team in this thing, I don't want to be the 8th seed. Shit, I don't want to be the 7th seed either. But damn it, I want to get to the dance. I like to see this team make a push through all this. And who knows, man? We'll keep showing up. We'll keep supporting. We'll keep cheering this team on. I think the team is definitely better, and I think we're moving in a good direction. Look, again, I don't think we're world beaters. I think we have talent. I think we have good coaching. I think we have potential. We'll just have to see where it sits in the season, man. That's kind of it for all that. The last thing is kind of ending on a somber note. We love you goes out to Coach Diago. There was a statement put out. He had passed by the Rowdies, so I'm just going to go ahead and read that. I think it's the best way to do it. With heavy hearts, we join the soccer community in mourning the passing of former Tampa Bay Rowdies head coach Gordon Iago. Our club owes a great deal to Iago. After taking charge in 1978, the Englishman led the Rowdies to back-to-back championship final appearances and an indoor soccer title in his first 2 seasons. In our club's 50-year history, no coach has amassed more wins for the Rowdies than Diago. Along with his coaching achievements, Diago will be remembered by those who knew him as a kind-hearted, humble, and passionate advocate for the growth of soccer in America. His enthusiasm and generosity have touched countless lives and left a lasting legacy in Tampa Bay and beyond. Our thoughts are with his loved ones at this time. Thank you, Coach Diago. I don't remember Coach Diago myself. I was too young for him, but I know there is a number of older Rowdies fans that have spoken up on some of these posts about him, about his teams, and they all speak incredibly well of him. And so I'm glad that the team recognized him in this time of grief with his family, a guy who obviously deserves to be remembered, even by younger generations such as myself and you guys, because they are part of our legacy. They are part of what brings us into our 50th. If we're going to honor those, we need to honor the guys that came before us and show them the love and respect that they deserve by helping build the foundation of the very thing we love most. To his whole family, my heart goes out to all of you, and I wish you find peace in that hard time. Thank you, Coach Diago. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. This is a quick episode. This is shorter than normal, but short and sweet, they say, and I'm on vacation, man. So if you want more, I'll talk to you next week. Whatever. Come on, your Rowdies.
The Rowdies run here, the Rowdies run there, they kick the ball around. The Rowdies run here, the Rowdies run there, then they fall on the ground. Oh, the Rowdies, the Rowdies, the Rowdies are kicking the grass. When the Rowdies play soccer, it's a sight to behold. You'll swear they'll be devils with magical toes. You'll laugh, you'll cheer, you'll leap from your seat when they kick with their head instead of their feet. The Rowdies run here, the Rowdies run there, they kick the ball around. The Rowdies run here, the Rowdies run there, and then they fall on the ground. Oh, the Rowdies, the Rowdies, the Rowdies are kicking the grass. When the Tampa Bay Rowdies take the field, there's a roar. The fans, loyal fannies, cheer the team they adore.